Government officials, family, friends, and Bahamians from all walks of life reflected on the life of Mrs. Trixie Hannah, the mother of Mrs. Bernadette Christie, wife of the Prime Minister. The homegoing service was held at St. Agnes Anglican Church this morning. Our Cyan Thompson attended the service and has this report.
The power of a mother and the impact of a woman on her family and community echoed at the Thanksgiving service for Mrs. Trixie Hannah. Officiating was Rector of St. Agnes Anglican Church, Father Ranfilly Brown. He called Mrs. Hannah a woman worthy of praise.
She not only radiated her motherly love, but became the source of encouragement to those who are privileged to know her.
Her son-in-law, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie, spoke highly of his mother-in-law, saying through trials and triumphs, she stood by him. Prime Minister Christie said they shared a close bond and she was a rich source of inspiration.
A successful wife, a successful mother, a successful businesswoman, a successful counselor, a successful great friend, a successful everything. Trixie was all things to all.
Mrs. Hannah's love for her daughters, grandchildren, and great-grands was evident, and their love for her was also deep. Prime Minister Christie talked about how his wife built a home for her mother just next door to their home so that she can be close to them.
One day, Mother said, Perry, I'm going to build a house for Mother. She bought the house next to us. Demolished it, put the door on, and built myself, supervised construction myself.
Mrs. Hannah was laid to rest at St. Agnes Cemetery. She died at the age of 81. Cyan Thompson, ZNS News.
They are considered the bedrock of society. At least that's how women here in the Bahamas are regarded. And to highlight just how important their role is to nation building, a group of women whose contributions have been outstanding to our country's development are being recognized, some posthumously. In fact, the 39th Independence celebrations are in honor of women and the suffrage movement. Tonight, Carla Palmer highlights the achievements of one of them.
Anita Bethel Williams stands shoulder to shoulder with other Bahamian suffragettes, females who in their own unique way have contributed to advancing national development. For Ms. Williams, her acknowledgement comes as she is written in the pages of our country's history as the first female to join the Bahamas Police Force back on November 23rd, 1964.
I joined because it was something that the force needed. Women were needed in the force. I joined because I wanted to serve my country, and I joined because I saw it as a challenge. The force at that time had to go outside and hire women to search and deal with female prisoners. But once we had joined, that stopped.
Now, Ms. Williams and other suffragettes are being recognized this independence anniversary for fostering positive change in the country.
I feel great. Just great, excited, elated, overwhelmed.
According to the mother of two, she took a stand to join the police force when it was both unpopular and difficult. She was one of 6 females making the cut out of 122 applicants.
Some of the challenges were the male counterparts not wanting women in the force because the force at that time was, for years, a man's domain. And they saw us as a threat, I would say. I was given the number 102. That was the lowest number at the time in that 6th group, making me the senior woman of that squad, okay? The number next to me was 153 Baker. She is deceased. The next one was 183 Clark. She is in the States. She lives abroad. The next one was 185 McFall. She is deceased. I spoke at her funeral in Freeport. The next one was 234 McLean. She lives in Freeport. And the other one was 238 Esther Sherman Stubbs.
Ms. Williams has no regrets whatsoever, saying, "Look where God has brought her. To be nationally recognized for her service, she loves giving even to this day."
I am proud to have been a member of the force. I am proud to have joined at the time that I joined, and I'm proud to have been a trailblazer for the many other women that came behind me.
Carla Palmer, ZNS News.
Thanks, Carla. Final preparations for the Independence Cultural Show in Clifford Park are underway. Members of the Independence Committee boast that this year's show will be one to remember. It's all set for Monday evening, starting with an ecumenical service. The main feature will be 60-member all-male choir and a sermon delivered by a pastor from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Reverend Gloria Ferguson of the Bahamas Christian Council encourages all Bahamians to attend.
There is only one Bahamas, and it belongs to us. So, with a unified purpose, let us embark on this time of celebration with thankfulness to God for his continued immeasurable faithfulness to this nation and its people.
Then it's on to the cultural show, which showcased the best and authentic Bahamian culture. Jewel Dean is the coordinator.
Hundreds, I'm telling you, hundreds of our talented and patriotic young people will be rendering spectacular performances. We are very pleased to have quite a number of new faces rising up and ready to take our country to higher heights. In fact, one of our little performers is just 4 years old. I'm not going to give you the name now. You've got to get ready to be there, because she is going to thrill with her drill. The singers, the dancers, actors, and the comedians, they've been practicing for weeks, and they are set to go. Friends, I tell you, the blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dumb will talk, and even the lame will walk.
Last month, we told you that education officials were getting a jump start on school repairs, and the education minister was proud to announce that he had already signed off on the paperwork for those repairs to begin. Well, the Teachers Union president, Belinda Wilson, welcomed this news, saying dialogue with education officials has gotten off to a good start. She expects great things this new school year.
We would have had the minister, the new minister, Jerome Fitzgerald. He spoke to our 65th annual general meeting. And when he said that the repairs have begun, that alone was a breath of fresh air, because I would think this would be the earliest that repairs have started within my recent memory. So we're hoping that the repairs are done in a timely manner and properly. The other thing is, the minister also elaborated on the government going throughout the Bahamas, making sure the repairs are done, and so hopefully the BUT will be able to go on that fact-finding mission, and we'll be able to work together to make sure that this new year begins smoothly.
Last year, a number of schools in the Family Islands were destroyed by Hurricane Irene, and Wilson says it's sad that a year later, no repairs have been made. But she gave this good news to students in Crooked Island.
And when we speak about Crooked Island High, the school was totally destroyed. So we're looking forward to a brand new school in the Deep South in Crooked Island. And so we're expecting some great things. And we have committed to work with the department and the Ministry of Education. However, that does not mean that they will not get topped up when they need to be topped up. But we started off very good.
Don't you move. Sports is next with Jonathan Benson.